What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver remasters are real, PC gamers find a workaround for God of War Ragnarok's PSN requirement, and Sega shares a bunch of Sonic news. This is your Daily Fix. Now, by the time you're watching this, Sony's latest State of Play will have come and gone, and it's very likely that Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered has been announced because it leaked this morning ahead of time. Assets were spotted on the PlayStation Store before being swiftly removed. According to the store description, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is developed by Embracer-owned revival specialist Aspyr, which at one point was supposed to be delivering the KOTOR remake. The Legacy of Kain Remaster should launch December 10th to coincide with Soul Reaver's 25th anniversary. There's even a trailer and a number of screenshots, all lifted from PSN before Sony reversed its mistake. The description reads, experience the epic conflict of Kain and Raziel in original form or with remastered graphics. Both Soul Reavers are cult classics developed by Crystal Dynamics for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Crystal Dynamics, the Legacy of Kain franchise, and Aspyr are all currently owned by Embracer Group. Now, this reveal isn't a huge surprise. In July, eagle-eyed San Diego Comic-Con attendees spotted branding for an unannounced remaster of both Soul Reavers. Now, I know some fans are hoping for a full remake instead of a remaster. Here's hoping Aspyr is updating the controls a bit, because these games definitely feel like products of the time. Moving on, just days after PlayStation game God of War Ragnarok launched on PC to a mixed Steam user review rating over its forced PlayStation Network account linking, a mod has been released that bypasses the requirement entirely. Sony had made it clear on the God of War Ragnarok Steam page that a PlayStation Network account would be required to play Sony Santa Monica's purely single-player adventure. This resulted in a number of negative reviews calling out the policy. While the user review rating is now up to mostly positive, one modder has decided to take matters into their own hands by stripping out the PSN requirement. The mod, which has been downloaded 2,000 times from Nexus Mods at the time of this taping, fully strips the PlayStation PC SDK runtime requirement for God of War Ragnarok. Because it removes the PSN overlay from the game and mimics an offline mode in the process, it's being used to bypass the PSN and Steam account linking requirement. IGN has verified the mod does indeed work. In a post on Nexus Mods, the creator vowed to maintain their mod even if Sony updates God of War Ragnarok to combat it. Sony will no doubt think none too highly of the mod, which is picking up steam as more and more players download it. There are also calls for a similar mod for Sony's other recently released PC games, such as Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima requires a PSN account for the Legends Online multiplayer mode and to use PlayStation Overlay, but it is not required to play the single-player game, which makes Sony's decision to enforce a PSN requirement on the purely single-player God of War Ragnarok all the more baffling. Sony's PSN account requirement for its PC games was thrust into the limelight with the release of Arrowhead's explosive PC and PS5 co-op shooter Helldivers 2 earlier this year. Helldivers 2 suffered a review bomb campaign on Steam after Sony made PSN accounts mandatory for PC gamers. Humorously, Arrowhead subsequently decided to turn the Steam user review history graph into a cape, which is apparently ready for launch but is yet to be released. And finally today, Sega held a Sonic Central 2024 stream this morning. Here's everything announced. Sonic the Hedgehog Battle Royale Sonic Rumble comes to PC and mobile this winter. The game was announced in May but lacked a release window, so this narrows things down somewhat. Sonic Rumble features Fall Guys-style gameplay as 32 players, taking on the roles of myriad Sonic characters, battle it out to be the last one standing. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is getting even more Sonic downloadable content. Available today, players can now roll around in giant balls themed after Sonic and Shadow, and even cosplay as everyone's favorite hardcore hedgehog. The ball skins are available for free on the Nintendo eShop, while the Shadow costume is available as paid DLC, but is included in the Sega Pass. Now Sonic fans can join him on the golf course at a Topgolf near them. Over-the-top Sonic-themed courses are coming to the virtual golfing centers, letting players navigate tricky obstacles and collect rings as they go. No release date for the special courses was announced, though Sega did say it is coming soon. Sonic the Hedgehog is coming to DC Comics. Starting in March 2025, Sega and DC will release one issue a month of a special series combining the two franchises. Yes, Sonic is teaming up with the likes of Batman and Superman, or maybe cosplaying as them. The main cast mashups include Shadow as Batman, Knuckles as Superman, Amy as Wonder Woman, Sonic as the Flash, Silver the Hedgehog as Green Lantern, and Tails as Cyborg. We got a new trailer for the revamped Sonic and Shadows Generations. A big ol' collector's edition was announced too, featuring many additional products including a CD, Sonic shoe keyring, and a statue of Shadow and Sonic atop a Sega Genesis. Sonic and Shadows Generations arrives October 25th, but fans super excited for the entry can enjoy a 3-part anime prologue coming to YouTube ahead of time. The first episode of Sonic and Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings arrives September 25th, that's tomorrow, and is titled Shadow and Maria. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has begun rolling out its marketing, and the film appeared at Sonic Central to give a behind-the-scenes look. For even more on these Sonic and Sega announcements, head over to IGN. And that is your daily fix for Tuesday, September 24th. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch that new Sonic Rumble trailer. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.